Hi, welcome to part 2 tarot reading. Oh, what happened there? My cat's just given me a right funny look because the light's just gone off. So funny. Just the look on his face made me laugh. Yeah, he's with me making sure I do it properly, aren't you, boy? Okay, so where did we get to? Really interesting reading. I never know who these readings are for, but some things do come up that I feel it's important to connect with, because if some people are experiencing certain things, then I feel they're not on their own. And that's also part of the reason, because some energies don't want people to speak out, and some people are really worried about speaking out. I'm not worried about speaking out, I'm not. So I'm kind of here for them, and I will say it again, because my friend, when I said this to my friend on the phone, she said, wow, that's quite something. But sometimes it's a voice for people who are no longer here. So, and some people do get away with certain things, and they feel that they can get away with it with others, and then they find out that they can't get away with it. Yeah. So, it's karma, basically. And if people don't believe in karma, well, that's entirely up to you. But it's like, we'll see how you feel. Earlier on, I had a cup of tea while part 1 was uploading, and it was like my thoughts were, one of my guides, as they do, they come through, and it was like, well, can you imagine if what some people have been through, can you imagine if the tables like turn and it happens to them, so they can experience what others have been experiencing. And I did say previously, and people have laughed at me, taken the piss out of me or whatever, do you know what I mean? And they're like, oh yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about, blah, blah, blah. And things have actually happened. If they put that energy out there, I did say to them that it will come back on them like a boomerang, you know? So, and, I'm just looking at the cards just now, and when I was talking about to do with the spider, and I'm still here. I mean, I don't know what that was supposed to have done, do you know what I mean? But I know that it's been coming up that some magic, using spiders, to bite and do all sorts of things and what have you. And then it's like, well, what happens when a spider bites them? Do you know what I mean? It's like their magic is returning to them, what they put out there. And I just think, what waste, with how the world is, these, whoever they are, well, I kind of know who some of them are. I don't know, like, all of them. But I just feel, what a waste of energy, resources, money, because money has changed hands, to put a price on someone's life or people's life, you know, so they think that they're gods, they think they can play God, you know, and literally put a price on someone's life, you know. And then you've got to look at the people who kind of get involved in that way of life. You know, I've met some characters in my time. I've even read their autobiographies, yeah. So I've met all sorts of people from all walks of life, you know. I don't scare easily, and there's some people, unfortunately, who, you know, think that they can do all sorts of nonsense and what have you, you know, and it's just like, sit down. And that's why I've spoken about, in regards to what they've been sending out there with some of these practitioners, you know, they will have their magic taken away from them, so they won't be able to do any more harm to innocent people. Yeah. And they were warned. It's not like they weren't. Do you know what I mean? They were warned time and time again to leave it alone. But they keep pushing and pushing, and we get back to the poking of the wasp's nest, and then suddenly all the wasps come out, and then they get stung on the ass or whatever, and then they're like, oh, look what the wasps have done, you know. And it's like, yeah, well, you were just poking and poking and poking, you wouldn't leave it alone. That's just an example, you know. There's so much that magic can be used for, especially with what's going on in the world, you know. I don't have to tell people, to an extent, you know. I don't have to tell people, but at the end of the day, you know, there's so much that it can be used for good. No wonder, like with Hollywood, do you know what I mean, like of how they see magic or witchcraft. And do you know what, also, when I was speaking about the hair, let's go back to that for the moment and then I'm going to continue. I remember it was, I can't remember what video it was that I was doing, but I remember turning up at the forest where I do filming, you know, and then I just thought, what is this meant to be, like Blair Witch or something? You know, that's one of the worst films I've ever seen, and I've seen some horror films in my life, do you know what I mean? When I was a child, me, my brother and my sister, we used to watch the films that you're not supposed to watch as a child, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, Blair Witch, it's like you don't see anything. And at the end of the day, like, if spirit and that want you to see something, you will see it. They will make themselves known. So sorry, no disrespect, but, you know, I thought, what is it, like, you know, oh, let's scare her. Let's put some hair on a tree. You know, what do you expect me to do? Be running from the forest? Do you know what I mean? I just sat down and I just continued to do, I think it was it a healing video? Was it shamanic drumming? I can't remember now. But anyway, you know, there's all sorts of spirits, ancient, and I mean ancient spirits in the forest, and some of these people are probably going to be, if they haven't already, to be reminded to show respect for ancient spirits, yeah? What's that, an offering of hair? I mean, what? For what? You know? Ridiculous, but it's nothing to do with me. But my guides wanted me to mention that for a reason. So there you go. I wouldn't leave my hair. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't leave my hair, you know, or think that I'm going to leave that there to try and frighten someone. I mean, come on, like, you know. Whatever. So, oh look, my light's gone off again. It likes doing this today. Yeah, remember to show respect for the ancient spirits and things that they've conjured up and they don't know how to handle them. Yeah? And then they think, oh, I'm going to send it to whoever. No, they will go back to you. Yeah? They'll probably come and then they'll be like, no, I don't think so. You know? Oh dear. Whose door are they going to be knocking on? Certainly not mine. You know, the innocent people, and I will say that again. Yeah? Anyway. I've mentioned it now because my guides wanted me to. My ancestors wanted me to as well. So there you go, I've said it. You know, these practitioners, whoever they think they are, you know, they're like, oh, I can do this and I can do that. But do you know what? They've got no respect for ancient spirits at all. Even I have to have respect for them. You know, sometimes when my life has gone a bit, you know, or what have you, and I've moaned and everything at them, and then I've actually, like, gone more into things and stuff, and then I've just been, like, so respectful to them. You know, it's alright to have a moan, it's alright to have a, you know, why this, why that, everything else, this happened, that happened, blah, blah, blah. But we learn how to alchemize that energy, and you cannot destiny swap with anybody. Yeah, you cannot decide who lives or dies. It's not up to you. No matter how much money you have, it does not matter. Yeah, it does not matter. Your fancy car, your Rolex watch, your Gucci handbag. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter in the spirit world. Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Dishawel Kahu, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. Yeah. These wanted to come out. I don't know if I've already done these. I've been told to, like, pull these again, so I will do it. Serenus, life force, express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Have I already? I don't think I've already done these. No, I've done those, yeah. I don't know. So I'm just going with what I'm guided to do, you know. And I will just do it. Kalima. Facing fear, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Some people are scared of Kalima. You know, she's another one actually who's really good to do shadow work with. Hecate is another one. But some people are scared of Kalima. You know, some people need to work on their fears. Do you know what I mean? Face your fears, face your demons, face your inner demons. You know, stop conjuring up these entities. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, you know, Diana, focus intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Because they don't mess around, you know. Some people think it's a game. Well, you know, I just, you know, whatever, innit? El Morea, awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Yes, beautiful. I have a green cloak that beautiful lady in Glastonbury made for me. Absolutely incredible, and I love it. Charity, prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. You don't have to buy yourself a cloak. You can envision a cloak and it can be any colour you like. But El Morea is wearing a blue cloak. Mine's green, but it can be any colour that you like. You can choose. Let's move on to the tarot, shall we? High Priestess, intuition. Yeah, that's what I mean with these connections. You know, some people that they've not been using their intuition, they've not been listening. Do you know what I mean? You know, and then they've just been following the crowds. It's like some of these, they don't have a mind of their own. But the Lovers... Oh, wait, okay, let's see where this is going to go, shall we? Celebration, Three of Cups. Celebration. Whoa, 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 oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Right, there's quite a few cards that have come out, so I put those back. Judgment. Page of Wands message coming in from a Page of Wands. Two of Wands. So who's under judgment? Or feels that they're under judgment? Is that Gabriel? Archangel Gabriel. Page of Wands, so there's a message coming in. Two of Wands. The Emperor. The Emperor, Divine Masculine. So it's like a Divine Masculine is coming in to speak their truth. They have been connecting with their intuition. Celebration. Because... or they have been given a message by a guide. Or they have been given a message by Archangel Gabriel. This is some kind of awakening for a Divine Masculine. Oh look, there's a few here. Nine of Wands. Bit of a battle going on here. Ace of Wands, fast movement, Knight of Pentacles. So fast movement of a Knight of Pentacles coming in. So this could also be that someone has been given a message about choosing between two people. But one of them is under judgment. Archangel Gabriel. This Emperor. This Divine Masculine. This Divine Masculine is under judgment by Archangel Gabriel. And this Divine Masculine has not been having a very good time right now. He feels like he's in some kind of battle with himself or with others. I really don't know. Strength. Oh. Okay. So, strength. Three of Swords. Queen of Swords. The Magician in the reverse. I just struggled to get my words out then. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I talked about messing around with all sorts of energies earlier, so, you know. Someone wants to come in and speak their truth, but it depends if whoever this is connected to, depends if they want to listen. But the Queen of Swords is there. I don't know. Depends if some people want to give second chances. I don't give second chances. I used to, but I don't. So I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. The Sun. But personally, if I knew that someone was messing around with negative, dark, evil magic towards me, right, and then they wanted to come in for a second chance, I'd be like, I don't think so. There's no excuses. Do you know what I mean? Two of Pentacles. So would they only be coming in because it's been affecting their finances? And they're trying to juggle their money. 10 of Wands. Is that why? Do you know, I was watching something yesterday and it just shows with consequences, with things that people do, you know. And I tell you, it can bring not very nice emotions, you know. I'm not going to say what it is because I'm just going to, you know, I leave it to whoever to figure it out, you know, for themselves, because this is a message for whoever, I don't know, but consequences, you know. Six of Wands, but there's a victory, there's happiness. And the Sun card as well is here. That's one of my favourite cards in the deck. Temperance, all about balance. And angelic protection. I bet some people can't believe it, you know. This is where shadow work's very important for some people. 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. There you go, look. Beautiful. Whoever this is connected to, absolutely incredible and well deserved. Yeah. Those who came out together. Beautiful. 10 of Pentacles. Everything you could possibly want. Family, money, home, land, everything. Beautiful children, everything. 4 of Wands. Possible marriage, relationship, coming together, you know, life partner. Absolutely beautiful energy, you know, it's well deserved, especially with what I've seen in the cards, you know. But it looks like someone will be left out, and you know, some people need to realise that certain actions do bring consequences. The Hermit. I feel with the Hermit coming out that someone has been guided by a male ancestor. He's made sure that everything is as it should be. Two of Cups, yeah. The Hierophant. No way, the Hierophant. Death. King of Cups. The Moon. The Fool. You know. Well, I really don't know. The King of Cups is feeling like a fool. So, you know, I did say consequences. It doesn't have to be a male energy as well if it's King of Cups. It can be a feminine energy as well. It could be a Queen of Cups. So I'm not really saying that it's gender specific. Yeah. 5 of Cups. Yeah, regret. Someone's in deep regret about what they've done because it's reflection time. It's karma, you know, whether people believe in karma or not. Some people should not be messing with certain energies, you know. Page of Cups. Someone coming in with an offer, but it's a page. Deception. 7 of Swords. 4 of Pentacles, yeah. Deception. Someone is not who they claim to be, and someone's like, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm not dealing with this. Do you know what I mean? I've got better things to do than connect with whoever this is, yeah? You know, they've got better things to do. It's like you're just wasting my time, basically. There's better out there. Page of Swords. And that's the truth. someone coming in with the truth or someone speaking their truth. Yeah, conflict, 5 of Wands. Yeah. Well, you know, if this has caused conflict in someone's world, then, you know, they really need to look at themselves. They need to look at the part that they played in it. Yeah. Death. The Fool again. Ace of Pentacles. So whoever this is connected to in regards to what someone was trying to do, death doesn't necessarily mean death, but you know, if someone's been putting that out there to a person, and obviously the Fool, and there was money exchanged, who's going to end up with the money? Who rightfully deserves the money? You know? And are these connections thinking that they can play God and that's all they're going to end up with? They're certainly not going to end up with the Ace of Pentacles because they don't deserve it. They might think that they do, but no. They don't have that right. Look, they're walking away. Has someone actually got a conscience, have they? And that they've decided to walk away from it all? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Oh, King of Pentacles. And what's these other two that have landed in my hands? Wow, these cards just landed in my hands like randomly. Justice, 9 of Swords. So justice will be served and someone is having sleepless nights about what they've been up to. They might actually find that the ancestors come through, or their guides, even their ancestors, and they're like, what on earth was you thinking? You know? 3 of Pentacles. Third party connections. Thinking that they can bring someone in a dirty offer when they've got someone else on the side. Spirit says that's the truth. Ace of Swords. The sword of truth there. Wow. Let's see if there's any more. If not, I'm going to move on. I think that's it now. Oh. That keeps happening. That's so weird. I don't know what's going on with this ring light. I don't know, it's got a mind of its own. Play. These are beautiful cards. Autonomy, what they called Autonomy of a Witch, I think they're called. I will put a link in the description. Cards that I connect with. Shapeshift, but the artwork is beautiful on them. touch, oh, okay, heal, death, taste. Maybe see if there's a few more. Oh, I've got, I'm like deciding which one's next, and then I'm going to finish. Protect. Beautiful. Okay. Should I go for these? The Forest Witch Oracle. Yeah, these are lovely. I love these cards. I love them all actually in their own way. They're beautiful. Oh, that didn't take long. Foxglove. Wow. Beautiful. Okay. Foxglove. Inner strength, sincerity, courage, secrets, intention. Foxgloves thrive in conditions where many plants cannot. The dark, damp, shady undergrowth or the surrounding forest edge. It takes a certain inner strength to be able to survive in the most unlikely or less than comfortable places. In order to act on that inner strength, it also takes courage, and when used together, they can combine to achieve incredible things. Foxgloves have been known to symbolize secrets, in the sense that you may need to keep things close to your chest, or may indicate that someone is keeping something from you. In either sense, what will help you understand the situations going on around you is your intention. Ensure you understand the reasons behind what's fueling you at the moment, and then adjust your pathway or decisions accordingly. Oh, that's lovely. Well, I hope you have enjoyed part 2 tarot reading, and I will see you again soon. Look after yourselves.